and welcome to the Dominican Republic. Today we're going to talk about dealing with men in the Dominican Republic who are living here and they're sex addicts. Now, the story that I'm about to tell you, if the same behavior came out of an 18-year-old boy who was on spring break, it might not actually be a sex addiction, it's more immaturity. With that being said, when a 50-year-old guy who's retired, living here year-round, can't control himself for 1 or 2 or 3 days, then it's an addiction. So here's what happened. Let me take you from the top. Over a year ago, I connected with a guy through social media who lives here in the Dominican Republic, and he owns a home in the Punta Cana area. In a condo, 2-bedroom condo. He's been here for he's owned here for over 7 years and has been coming here double that. So he knows the area really well. He was going to show me how and where to get apartments at a really great price and really, really close to the expensive ones and pay about 75% less. So instead of paying $400,000, you pay $70,000. That's a big difference. And all you'd need in return is, a $10,000 car. Then he even showed me how to get, you can get this 3-cylinder car over here. It'll just buzz you around from here to here, $7,000. Put a couple bucks into it, it's gonna last you forever. Let me tell you, all the information that he was providing me was valuable. And I'm not saying he's not a nice guy, and I'm not saying he's not an educated guy. I'm just telling you, when you're dealing with somebody with addiction, things are going to change on a dime so that he can satisfy that itch. And that's what happened, and let me tell you. So, we're going back and forth for quite a while, and through our conversations, he knows that I've had a yoga studio for over 12 years and been teaching yoga for over 15, and he wanted to learn yoga because he has a limited range of motion. He posts videos of himself lifting heavy weights, but with limited range of motion. So he's like, I really need yoga. I said, I'm your man. He said, why don't I show you around Punta Cana? You can stay at my place for free. I have an extra apartment. I have an extra room that you can stay in my 2-bedroom. I'll pick you up at the airport. I've never been to Punta Cana before. I was interested. I've heard many things about it, but I don't know anything about it. I'm in Santo Domingo right now. I know Santo Domingo. But let me tell you back to the story. So we communicate. I get a ticket. Before I buy it, I say, are you sure that it's all right for me to come? He says, buy it. We're good. I buy the ticket. The flight's going to leave in 5 days from when I purchased. About 14 hours before the flight leaves, he messaged me, hey, these 2 girls just messaged me, and they want to stay with us for 3 days, the same day you arrived. Now, I was only planning on staying with him for 3 days, and then I was going to take off to other locations. I'm like, oh, God, now what are we doing? And he says, well, and they're $80 a day. These type of girls usually charge, $80 an hour or whatever. So they're prepagos, they're not regular girls. If you don't know what prepago is, that's, pay to play. That's how you say it in Colombia. But here in the Dominican Republic, they'll call them chapas, chapeadoras, chapayeras, and there are worse words, but these girls weren't that. They were more chapas, or prepagos, mujeres interesadas. That's another way you say it in Colombia. But back to the story. I don't go with these kind of girls. I have nothing to do with these kind of girls, and I want nothing to do with them. But now I got a problem. I don't know anybody in Punta Cana. I gotta go to bed in a couple hours because I gotta wake up. And there's gonna be 2 prepagos staying in my apartment where I'm gonna have to share a bathroom. I got a problem with that. I got a major problem with that. Because I want to protect my hygiene, and I have no idea where these girls have been. Who the heck knows? I don't want them near me, and I don't want my toothbrush near them, if you know what I'm saying. Plus, if they're gonna be living in the place, I'm gonna have to sleep with my money, because I don't trust anybody I don't know near my money. Because let me tell you something about Latin America. You leave your money unattended, it will get skimmed every day. They will skim you. I don't care who it is, they're gonna skim you. Back to the story. So I said, now this has just changed from him showing me real estate, me teaching him yoga, to some type of craziness of two prepagos staying with us. And I told him, listen, I'm not interested in this girl. I said it very nicely. He says, well, listen, come down anyway. If you don't like her, I'll pay for both of them, and they can both stay in my room. I said, well, I'm already here now. Let's play this out, and if it doesn't work, I'll figure out an exit strategy. And you know, the next day came. I jump on the flight. I'm pretty tired because I had to get up at 2:30 to make the flight. He picks me up at the airport. Very nice guy, gentleman. Explains everything. As soon as we get out of the airport, he's already showing me real estate. This, that, and he's giving me valuable information. I'm like, this is great. This is exactly what I needed. I'm gonna hook him up with some serious yoga. I'll have him doing Van Damme splits in 6 months, as I'll post in this video of my flexibility of doing Van Damme splits. And also, this could work out. So I do the keto diet. So I said, listen, we gotta go over to the supermarket so I can get some food, because I don't just eat anything. So we went over there and I bought my chicken, I got my butter, you know, all the stuff that's on the keto. And we come back, we have a feast. We wait a couple hours, and then he has to go pick up the girls. He picked up the girls without me because I was pretty beat. He said, listen, let me lay down for a little bit. So I'm laying down, resting, I almost fall asleep. And then he brings the two girls in. And that's when he pitches me. Listen, what do you think? You want one? I said, not for nothing, I'm all set. And he wasn't mad. He says, okay, I'll take both of them. But he did pitch me a couple times after that, and I redirected. I'm like, no, I'm all set. And I went back to lay down for a little bit and rest. And when the night came, the three of them got dressed and went out for dinner. I did not attend. They went out by themselves. They came back later in the night and kind of woke me up, but you know, it's not my house. But they said in a little while they're going to go back out to the nightclubs, and then they'll be back after 2:30. I said, you know, I don't want to get woken up again. I just want to rest. I need some peace. So this is where I make my move. I said, listen, why don't you just drop me off at a hotel, and we'll figure it out as we go from here. I didn't want to offend him because he is a nice guy and this is his lifestyle, and that's fine with me. But I can't be involved with this. I don't want to be around prepagos, and I definitely don't want to be living in the same house as them. I have no problem with prepagos as long as they're not near me. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to be seen with them. I don't want to be walking around Punta Cana with them. Just so you know, I'm on the flight from Boston. It's a direct flight, and I knew several people on the flight. You know, I have a yoga studio close to one of the most densely populated Dominican areas in the world, Lawrence. So there were several people on there who knew me and were saludando. Hey, Roberto, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué lo que? They already knew me. Some of them I didn't even know they knew me because of videos. So I don't want them to see me with chapas. They know. What do you think? Dominican people don't know? I don't want that. Not to mention, I don't want to be near them anyway, right? So I said, listen, just drop me off. And he drops me off. He's a little pissy and moany, but listen, you got to do what's right for you. I'm not hurting him by not going with a chapa, and I'm certainly not going to, you know, harm him by not being around him. Let him do his own thing. And this is pretty much how I ended it. It kind of ended a friendship that never really started. He could have learned a lot from me because I have a tremendous amount of education in kinesiology, physiology, and yoga, and it would have helped him dearly because when you're 50 years old and you want to lift heavy weights, you need to have mobility. If you keep lifting heavy and your mobility keeps shrinking, your muscles will stay strong, but they will. You will stay strong, but only in that limited range of motion. Then you hang out with some people and you want to play a sport, and that sport forces you into a larger range of motion, past where your body can go, and you will tear a muscle. And that will be your end of exercise. It will end you. That's why you need yoga with weight training. Because if you can't move your body, having the strength or having the muscle size by doing partial reps will do nothing for you. It will mess you up. He missed all that because he couldn't control his penis for 3 days. That's why it's a sex addiction, because he has no self-control. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because we have alcoholics, we have food addicts, and we have, in this case, a sex addict. You know, and we have gambling addicts. We just have to deal with it as we go. And I'm more than willing to help him out if he needs to. But the second time around, you know, it is what it is, you know. So I thank you. I thank you for listening. Comment down below of what you think of this situation and maybe how you would handle it.